Hello everybody! This video is about broken authentication and session management security vulnerabilities. Usually, developers implement their own authentication mechanisms, what can imply a lot of no security issues. If an authentication mechanism is not implemented correctly, an attacker can compromise password, keys, or session tokens and often assume other users' identities. For example, a website like this is using the URL to send the session ID value. If an user sends the full URL to another person, he will allow the other person to have all of its privileges, because the application will process the requests as requests associated with the user's session ID in the link. The goal of this problem is very simple. You should access the web shopping using another user credentials. First of all, let's open Burp application and configure the Firefox to use its proxy. I'm going to log in the user hacker10 and analyze the requests to check if there is a vulnerability in the login process. You can see that there is a field here called aValue. Probably it is the session ID of the connection. Let's try to change it in the login process and see what happens. You can see that the value I have changed was associated to the user. Probably this is the mechanism to identify a user that is already logged in. We can use this to attack another user. All we need to do is to send the link to another user to perform the login. After the other user login in the system, the association will be made, and because we know its session ID value, we can perform any operation as the other user. For example, open the My Account page and steal the credit card information. So, supposing I am the other user and I log in the system using the link that my dear friend has sent to me. Done. Now we can use Burp or other browser to check if the attack has succeeded. Using Burp, let's send this request to retrieve user data from My Account page. As you can see, it has returned all the information to us. The application has no additional validation instead of the aValue field. Reviewing. Security problem here is that the session ID can be found in the request URL, and the session ID is vulnerable to section fixation attack. To perform the attack, we have just constructed a malicious link and sent the link to the other user that has logged in the system. To prevent this issue, we should generate or update the session ID of the user after each login operation. If a new session ID is generated after each login operation, the attacker will not be able to perform this attack because he will not know the session ID being used by the other user.